Welcome back to our section on self-defeating behavior patterns that are common for those of us with childhood PTSD. In this video, I want to take a look at one of those self-defeating patterns which, if it's left unhealed, can really keep us from solving problems or having any kind of healthy relationship, romantic or otherwise. And that's the difficulty many of us have discerning what is our part in our problems and what is not our part. Now, as I see it, there are three major forces that get us to this point. First and foremost, growing up with trauma in the house usually goes along with a lot of moral chaos. Maybe people were breaking laws or being violent. Maybe the whole family was complicit in hiding what was really going on from the world, using lies or blaming other people, punishing the kids for saying the truth maybe. Yes, I was hurt by their behavior, but my own responsibility now is to be the captain of my own ship and not suppress myself. I need to see the truth. And a lot of that has had to come by looking honestly at my own role in my problems. Okay, so before you get all mad and think I don't understand, I completely understand that some problems are really not self-created, but caused by other people and circumstances. A young person who is abused is not responsible for that. An infant who is neglected is not responsible for that. A child who grows up in a neighborhood that's torn by gang violence is not responsible for that. And such people, like everyone who suffers, may be affected for life in physical and psychological ways. But then what? Can adults who experience childhood trauma just march forward and never look back? Probably not. But is it possible, no matter what has happened, to be a good person, to be loved, to give love, to live a good and happy life? Yes, it is possible if we can become very good at seeing and repairing our own role in our problems. So what kinds of things are common for those of us with childhood PTSD? I call these inside traumas because it's stuff we do that's generated by trauma, and it starts innocent enough as a way to mitigate emotional pain. But if our inside traumas keep happening, it can create more trauma and more life problems. Inside traumas show up in all kinds of people, but they're significantly more common in folks who had a crappy childhood, which sucks. It's not fair. You are a beautiful, sweet person who has been through so much, and you've worked so hard, but you got a bad hand of cards. And though you never asked for them, you now have a heap of problems, let's say. It happens very, very easily with folks like us. No one knows exactly why. It's partly psychological, it's partly physiological, it's even neurological, but here's the thing. No matter how badly you were affected by the past, you have the power to change, at least some things. You may not be able to change other people or every circumstance, but there are hundreds of things you can change, things that would make a tremendous difference in your life and that could, in turn, change your circumstances. This is the best possible news. You can change. Now, it doesn't tend to happen out of the blue. Usually, you have to take stock of how your own attitudes and behaviors may be, yes, causing problems for you, and possibly for other people too. And then there's work to do. And you can begin that process right after this video when you go to your workbook.